Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Locked On Calgary Flames. I'm your host, Jess Belmosto, and today's episode is a great episode because this is the first time I am going live on the YouTube channel and getting that going. So we will definitely be going with the flow for the first few uploads, and hopefully it all goes smoothly. So if you are watching, hello, we're hoping to get this in one take. I'm not a one take kind of girl, so we'll have to see how this goes. But thank you all so much for tuning in today to Locked On Calgary Flames, and I have some exciting news. I am now interning, kind of like working part-time with the Metropolitan Riveters of the Premier Hockey Federation, formerly known as the National Women's Hockey League. So I have my hands in many different pots right now, and I'm so excited to help change hockey culture one step at a time and really get things going. This is so exciting, and it means nothing for the podcast. I'm not going anywhere. You're still stuck with me. I'm so sorry. And now you might choose to see my face. So, hi. Today I'm wearing a Taylor Swift t-shirt that I got on Etsy. So, yeah, I hope you're joining me. This is kind of fun. But for today's episode, I thought that we could talk about the TNT announcement, because that is pretty big. And then we got to talk about Calgary and some decisions that have been made in regards to how they're proceeding with the season. And of course, we have Mangiapane tearing it up on the NHL media tour. So again, before we jump into it, I do have a little bit more small talk. I'm so sorry, but we do have the business part of this thing. And I do need to ask you to make sure that you are following, liked, subscribed, hitting the notification bell on all your favorite podcast apps or YouTube, wherever you are consuming this podcast, because I don't want you missing out, especially now that we're going live with video content. I think it's going to be fun. You'll get to see the animation in me while I record. But yes, enough of the small talk. So today, TNT announced that they have their broadcast team, they have their booth, they have their studio, I guess, rather than the booth, and contributors. But alas, let's jump into this. So let me read the official. Turner Sports has officially announced NHL broadcast talent for this upcoming season. Studio team will be Wayne Gretzky. Ever heard of him? I don't think I've ever heard of the guy. Anson Carter, Rick Tocchet, Paul Bissonnette, and Liam McHugh. Commentator teams are Kenny Albert and Eddie Olczyk, on top of Brendan Burke and Darren Pang, who I think is a great addition. I think they're all good additions, but we'll get to that in a minute. And Keith Jones is at ice level. And there are Jackie Redmond is a contributor along with, oh my goodness, I can't find the tweet. I just lost it. But she left one of the Canadian networks. I'm so sorry. But I think I don't really know what a contributor is. It'll be interesting. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm a little confused on how people I think that this is a good idea and stuff. And I talked about this on the Locked On NHL podcast, but I'm kind of scratching my head here because I just see clashing personalities. Like Paul Bissonnette is this loud, over the top, animated young guy, and then you have Wayne Gretzky, and that's it's just kind of like you're appealing to two different audiences there, and I feel like some audiences are going to be turned off by either, obviously there's other participating members in the studio as well, but I just have to think that there are going to be some clashing personalities, and that intermission show or whatever they're doing could be a bit of a head scratcher, and we're going to have to see how TNT works this out, because I know that Paul Bissonnette had a good experience with the Coyotes broadcasting. So that's good. Shows that he can do that. I'm personally used to his behavior on Spit and Chicklets. So I think that over the top, loud, I don't know what kind of disgusting behavior, stuff that's not family friendly. And then, the fact that he can, put on a different hat and be a broadcaster is kind of cool, I guess. Man of many talents that doesn't include being a hockey player. Sorry. But I do think it's going to be interesting. I had a lot of high expectations here for TNT and really ESPN as well, because you had the chance to really switch it up, get some new personalities in there, get those young voices, freshly retired NHL players, bring in women from the women's national team, like people who I want to hear hockey commentary from. Like Wayne Gretzky, again, no disrespect, but I don't know what he is going to tell me about 2022 hockey. It's a very different style game. Goalies are a lot better. Connor McDavid plays in this league, and I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but I'm a little interested to see how personalities go. And I'm not saying Wayne Gretzky and Rick Tocchet have nothing to bring to the sport. That's not what I'm saying by any means, but I'm interested to see how the older voices appear in the studio, and what that, if it is drawing eyes to the game. Because with the TNT basketball show, they have Charles Barkley and Shaq, and like they're just that personality. They bounce off of each other. Like they've had, I believe, Candace Parker on there before, and it's just a lot of fun. And personality wise, like I feel like they're able to let loose and just be themselves, and it's just kind of like people sitting at a round table hanging out talking shop. But I know that hockey people are a little bit more uptight, and I guess there's like really nothing wrong with that. I would say it's quote unquote professional. It has that more business, I don't even want to call it like more professional, definitely more of that business boardroom atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it other than like them being kind of uptight. So I'm interested to see if either network really allows or brings the laid backness to the table. I'm interested. I'm definitely looking forward to TNT. I don't know how to watch the games. I don't know if I just have to turn on that channel. Do I have to buy something? Do I have to stream something? What am I doing? But yeah, I think it'll be a great new endeavor. I'm again a little bit confused on how people think Biz is like this fantastic get when you're mixing in those older personalities. I don't know. I have my own reservations with Biz because of just the podcast that he's a part of and how he's talked about women. And I personally, I'm not getting into this right now. It's 9:00. 10:00 at night, actually. And I'm like looking into my camera as I'm recording, and I'm just arguing with myself. That's really what it looks like. But yeah, I do think it'll be interesting. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that they all prove me wrong. I hope that Biz, goes out there and does a phenomenal job. I'm not doubting that. I'm just a little conflicted, a little confused. But anyways, coming up next, we are going to be talking about the Flames and just how on fire they are in a certain category of player safety. But first, we do need to talk about BetOnline AG. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back to start another football season. You know BetOnline is your number one spot for all your pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, betonline.ag continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% welcome bonus. That's double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use that promo code NFL100. From football, basketball, boxing, right down to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of the amazing offers that await you in this 2021 season. BetOnline AG, your online sportsbook experts. So, we were just talking about television and how I have no idea how to consume this hockey season. But DirecTV Stream has a fantastic solution for you. Do you find yourself streaming on, your phone, your computer, your laptop, your kid's iPad, just all over the place? Well, I want to tell you about a simpler way to get all of that entertainment that you love without the hassle. So why have all of those devices strewn around the living room when you can have it all in one place? It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings you your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes, no need to buy new batteries and a new device, and best part is that there is no contract, so you're not tied down, and you don't have to worry about buying anything out or buying yourself out of this contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. And you can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required and content varies by package. So, I am just over the moon right now that we are like 2 weeks away from the wonderful Battle of Alberta. Well, when I'm recording this, we're 2 weeks away. It's currently 10 o'clock on Tuesday, so I'm hoping that this will be up Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. But yeah, so the season is right around the corner. Blake Coleman is officially making his move to Calgary, uprooting the family. I think they live in Texas or Florida, and they're moving. They were just at some college football games over the weekend, and just a gorgeous family, honestly. But there is something else going on in Calgary, and I think that this is big, because we're going to get into it in just a second. But heading into camp, the team, coaches, and players and coaches will be 100% vaccinated. Everyone. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending to be one on TV or this podcast. We've talked about this. This is huge for safety concerns, I think, because as you know, you are less likely to get COVID with the vaccine. You are less likely to transmit it and all that stuff. I'm not going to rattle off statistics, but this is so important because these players and fans, we want things to go back to normal. We want players to play a full season. We don't want there to be another pause. We want to be in the stands. I want to get my butt to Calgary and sit my butt in the dome and watch the Flames play. And you guys probably want to travel too. And I talked about this on the national show, but when I travel, I always get sick. And it's probably because I am I don't know. I'm a normal human being. I don't have a superior immune system, but I always get a sinus infection. I hate traveling because of it. But there will be so much more traveling this season for these teams that I think that it is so important for them to avoid getting sick at any cost. And I know that everybody has their own opinion. We're not scientists. If you're a scientist and listening, welcome. I don't know why you listen to me ramble about mediocrity, but hello. it's just very confusing to me why you wouldn't want to protect yourself and your teammates when it comes to this. And this isn't like a political thing. It's a vaccine, okay? You don't need, like, it should not be politicized. But anyways, player safety is something that we talk about in the league, especially from a league who, has kind of denied head trauma in CTE or concussions in CTE. And we did have a mumps breakout a few years ago, and all I can think about is Sidney Crosby denying he has mumps while he looks like he has tennis balls stuffed in his cheeks. And like, we talked about this on the national show for Wednesday, and I just cannot stop thinking about the sense of normalcy that these players are finally going to have. And the NHL seems to be really strict with the unvaccinated players. Like, they're going to have to quarantine. They're going to have to wear face coverings. They're not going to be allowed in certain areas. They're just going to have to kind of follow protocols that we had before there was a vaccine. And I think it's so important that everybody just follows science. And I'm not going to get into it because I really don't want to debate with anyone. I don't want to I'm not going to change anyone's mind. But in terms of player safety, this is big. These players have families. These coaches have families. What they pick up, just like how you don't want to pass a cold around your family or the stomach bug. I remember my freshman year of college, I thought I had like swine flu. Y'all remember H1N1? I thought I had that. I was so sick. And I don't think I'd ever been that sick before. And my mom would not let me leave my room. She brought me my food to my door and said, I was living in her basement at the time, and she walked down the stairs and like left it on like the last step and was like, okay, come and get it. Let me know when you're done. And I was so sick because she did not want me spreading it around the house, because you know why? That's what you do when it comes to illnesses. And I was in quarantine before quarantining was cool, if you will. But again, I think that this is very big. This is big for the Flames. They're going to, be at 100% vaccination. So they're going to be able to have those, those team dinners, the meetings, and everyone is going to be protected more than they were before they received the shot, which is great. And, last year they only had one positive test, which is huge. They were the only team up until May to not have a positive COVID test. So good for them. Carolina is at 100% as well. And I believe there are more teams pushing towards that threshold. They'll come out. I think that the transparency is huge. I think that it's important for people to know, like, they're protected. And these, again, they're world-class athletes, and they're putting this vaccine that so many people doubt and have these theories about, like, it's microchipped, it's this, it's not an effective vaccine, it's like whatever, but they're putting it in their body. So if Tom Brady, the guy who like doesn't eat strawberries or ice cream, or is it avocados or tomatoes, one of those, got the vaccine, you know what, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Anyways, I just think that there's a lot of positive aspects to look at. And again, public health is a huge issue, and it's a main concern. And people being back in the dome, watching these guys play and gathering around and just having that sense of normalcy. We do not need, to have another pause or have limited capacity. We don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that again. Do we, guys? I don't think so. But again, really great news from Calgary and Carolina. So hopefully more teams follow in their footsteps. So best of luck to them. And coming up next, we are going to talk about Andrew Mangiapane and just kind of what other things going around in the league. But first, let me talk to you about Built Bar. Built Bar has been my lifesaver this week, and let me tell you why. It's only Tuesday as I'm recording this, and my week has been a whirlwind. I am in class all day from 9:30 to 3:30, and I don't have time to cook meals. I don't even have time to preheat my oven. I'm the only one home for the most part, and Built Bar is how I survive. I had my raspberry one today, and it held me over to get me over until just about dinner. Like I had lunch, that was my lunch, and my high protein, high fiber, low in sugar, low in carbs, delicious tasting protein bar that tastes like a candy bar held me over. And it gave me, that full feeling where I felt like I could focus on that and not my stomach growling and being hungry. So head on over to built.com today. And of course, use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off of your order. And that's promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off of your next order. But now I'm sure you have seen Andrew Mangiapane's fine, beautiful masterpiece. He drew the Calgary Flames logo. And while it's probably better than anything I could ever do, it's so beautiful that the Flames Twitter account made it their profile picture. And the video of him, unfortunately, I can't insert it because it is copyrighted, but he's in his like suit and tie, he's drawing it, and like just it's great. Like I would hang it up on my fridge if it was my kid, like you just kind of do the thing, I'm so proud of you. And it was just funny because I feel like we've seen that from so many players, like Pierre-Luc Dubois drawing his jet, the Winnipeg Jets logo, and how it has like a smiley face. And there was a football player too recently who drew, I think it was like the Panthers logo, and it's just it's so bad. It's funny. It's hysterical. And I think seeing their personalities shine through in these media tours is so nice and just a change of pace. I think that everybody really deserves this. I think I really wish that there was more social media content out there like this. A few years ago, they did like what's in the box, and they had to like put their hand in, and they had no idea what was in it. And it, could have been like a tarantula, could have been a dog toy, could have been like a mouse. Well, who knows what it could have been? And they had fun with it, and I think that it's so important. I would love to see more teams implementing that and implementing TikToks and just really showing off their personality, because I think that is something that the NBA does, the WNBA does, the PHF does, is working towards that as well, like with the Toronto Six. Oh my goodness. TikToks and their Twitter last season. And you need to have creative minds behind these accounts and behind these ideas and pitching them and executing them. And obviously players need to be, willing as well. But, I think that this is really exciting, and I think that it's going to be a great video, when they all come out and things like that. So definitely keep an eye on that. I'm looking forward to all of this. I love when we get this kind of stuff, like in the playoffs, when we get, little snippets, like we see them active on social media, when we see players in the off season, like uploading videos of them playing golf. I don't know how to swing a golf club. I'm awful at golf, but it's an insight to who they are. Because to me, they're all just little men skating on little blades. But one of the other things that I noticed people were kind of like taking to a whole new level, I think I talked about this on Friday's show, But that was Johnny's Instagram posts or his story, and and like how he was tagging Calgary, Alberta, and he was like clearly in like Mexico or somewhere else, but people were like, "Oh, this is a sign saying he wants to be somewhere sunny and on a yacht where there's a beach." They were genuine because I commented and was like, "Is this satire? Like, are we sure?" And they were like, "No, like I'm being serious. Like this is a sign. Like he's being subliminal. He's having fun on social media, and this is why people why they stay away from social media." I also learned that Sean Monahan has had his surgery and he should be good to go for camp. Does that mean that they're going to treat it kind of like a rehab assignment sort of deal where he is just, getting those reps in and he's still going to be out come season time? I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess he had his surgery in May, so it's been 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. So again, we'll have to wait and see. And who knows? Really, genuinely, who knows? But that's all I have for y'all today. So thank you so much for tuning in and just hanging out with me on my first YouTube adventure. I always wanted to do hockey commentary videos, so I guess this is now my chance to. Thank you all, and you can follow me at Jess Belmosto on Twitter. And if you're on YouTube, hi, I think I'm pointing to it. I hope I am. I've always wanted to do that. Make sure you click subscribe, hit the bell, and turn on the notification so you never miss an upload from Locked On Flames. Guys, I've been practicing that for so long, okay? But seriously, thank you all so much, and I will catch you on social media.